ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So previously we saw that how Rishabhadev, establishing the Vedic system of Varnashrama, had ruled over the whole kingdom very nicely. And when the time came, the children were grown up and ready to rule over the kingdom, he gave up the whole kingdom and made the eldest among his 100 children, Bharath Maharaj, as the king. He had also seen that Bharath Maharaj was quite competent to rule over the kingdom. And he had gone to forest to perform a lot of austerities and penances. And now Bharath Maharaj, the representative of the Supreme Lord, started ruling this Ajanabha Varsha. Before Bharath Maharaj, after Bharath Maharaj, this world came to be known as Bharata Varsha. But before that it was called as Ajanabha Varsha, because Aja means somebody has no birth of his own, who was born on his own. Nabha means navel. Actually it is referring to Brahma. Brahma was the ruler of the whole this whole world before Bharata took over. So it is actually referring to Brahma, and in his lineage great king like Nabi had appeared, who also ruled over the kingdom before Bharath Maharaj or Rishabhadev himself had ruled over the kingdom. And this Bharath Maharaj, as and when he took the reign of the whole kingdom in his hands, he started doing lot of yajnas and yagas to satisfy Lord Vishnu. And in the process of doing many yajnas and yagas, he would worship sun, moon, everybody. He knew perfectly well that they are only representing the various limbs of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But actually the yajna is done for satisfaction of Supreme Lord Vishnu. He did different yajnas like Agnihotra, Darsha, Purnamasa, Chaturmasa, then Pashu Yagna, Shoma Yagna, all these kinds of different yagnas. And the second important thing he did after satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead is that he saw that everybody in the kingdom is engaged according to his guna, kala and karma. This is the duty of all the leaders, the present leaders, to take the teachings from Bharath Maharaj. How Bharath Maharaj, seeing somebody as a Brahmana, would engage him in the Brahminical activities of yajana, patana, patana, jnana, parigraha. And he would see that there are Kshatriyas, he would engage them accordingly. The main work of the Kshatriya is to protect the people from harm done by anybody else. Not only materially, even spiritually it was his duty to protect them. So he engaged the Kshatriyas in that way. And then he engaged the Vaishyas in Krishi, Goraksha and Vanijya. He ensured that in this way even the Shudras, the worker class of people, are engaged daily in their activities by assisting the other three class of people, namely Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishyas. In this way he ensured that everybody in the kingdom is engaged productively. Otherwise there is a saying, no, a ideal mind is a devil's workshop. How the people become devil? When you are not properly engaged in a proper service to them, that's how the people become the devil. That is why Bharath Maharaj, to ensure that demonic qualities doesn't enter the kingdom, he engaged them, employed them, each one of them accordingly. And after this, he also was personally a very great devotee of the Supreme Lord. He would also personally do many yagnas and yagas, and he would chant various kinds of mantras. And in this way, being blessed by the Supreme Lord, he reigned over the whole kingdom for 1000 times of 10,000 years. How much it will be? 1000 times 10,000 years. It comes to 1 crore, right? So 1 crore here, he ruled over the whole kingdom in a very nice way. And eventually, he saw that he had his sons, they were grown up, and they were ready to take over the kingdom. He left the whole kingdom. He had a very nice wife, very loving children. He left everything and he went to Pulaha Ashrama, the ashrama named after Pulasthya Muni. And after going there, he started engaging intensely in the devotional service of the Lord. He had a deity of Lord Vishnu. He would worship him daily by bringing the water from the Gandaki river, which was nearby. Gandaki river is such a beautiful river that all the stones there, they were called as saligram. And because of the presence of the wonderful pebbles and stones there, the whole water was sanctified and all the environment near that was totally sanctified. And it was a complete forest where he stayed, and in that wonderful holy place, he would worship Lord Vishnu. He would chant various mantras, he would do various austerities and penances, and being absorbed completely in the remembrance of the Supreme Lord, he had almost become, it is told, like a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. And when he was practicing in this way, he was worshipping the Narayana who was present in the sun planet. Is called as Hiranya Narayana. And when he was worshipping him in this way, one finally it so happens that he happened to see a deer which was drinking the water from the river Gandaki, and there was a lion which came behind that, and being fearful, generally these deer, they're very fearful already. They'll always be looking here and there. And when it heard the roar of a lion, all the animals became totally fearful and frightened. This deer also, which was pregnant, it jumped into the waters. And in that fearful mood, it had a miscarriage. Generally, when somebody is pregnant, when they undergo a very frightened kind of anxiety, they become very angry, anxiety stricken, there will be miscarriage. And same thing happened to this deer. And after the miscarriage, this deer went to the other bank of the other side of the river, and it finally entered the cave and it died. But then Bharath Maharaj, was seeing the whole scene, became very compassionate towards this deer, and he went and saved this deer. And he brought this baby deer to his ashrama, and he started taking care of this deer all the time. He became even more affectionate for this deer, thinking that there is no one for this deer. Many a times it happens now in the family, if the child is there and nobody is there, father or mother is not there, everybody gives the extra affection to this child. Oh, this child has no father or no mother, everybody. So same kind of feeling arose in the heart of Bharath Maharaj. He also started giving so much of affection and care for this deer, thinking that this deer is sent to me by the Supreme Lord himself, and it is my duty to take care of it. Actually, one of the quality of a Vaishnava is, he is always paradukha dukhi. Seeing that this deer was in a very frightened state, he started taking care of this deer. But then Bharath Maharaj didn't know that although Vaishnava is compassionate upon other living entities, he is not compassionate on the material body. He is compassionate upon upliftment of the spirit soul. So he didn't know that this deer, how much ever I take care of this deer or being compassionate, beyond certain point it cannot make spiritual progress at all. But just for bodily taking care of this body, he kept all his yagnas, yagas, whatever he is doing, all the mantras he was chanting at his stake. Since he was going to the forest to bring the fruits, flowers, water to be offered to the Lord. You would take the deer with him, you would put on his shoulder sometime, take it for a recreation. And while doing the puja, you used to offer certain darba in the puja, and this deer, being ignorant, would put its mouth to eat that. And Bharath Maharaj no, would take it out, and you would scold the deer sometime. This deer would become very frightened and it would go aside. And you would once again go and console the deer. Just like any family member, you do show affection to the children, like that he was taking care. Sometime you would, this deer, when you would hear the roar of a lion or a tiger, it would become very frightened and would circumambulate Bharat Maharaj, and you would console the deer. And while he was sleeping, you would keep the deer with him and sleep. Even up to the point of while he was eating with the deer only. So in this way, he became totally attached to the deer. And even while performing the pujas and all, he would always, in between, he would take a break and go see whether the deer is safe or not. So in this way, he became so much attached to the deer that eventually his pujas, his spiritual activities became secondary. And taking care of this deer became primary activity for him. It became so much primary that his mind was always absorbed in thought of the deer only. Eventually, when the time of death came, he only remembered the deer. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, MM vapi smaran bhavam tadityante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. What kind of consciousness you have at the time of death, that kind of body you will get in the next life. Now Bharath Maharaj, having totally absorbed in the thought of deer, and even at the time of death having remembered the deer, what kind of body you will get in next life? He entered the deer body. So I become a son of a deer in one place, and that place is known as, everything is recorded very nicely here. So I forgot that place. So it was born in some place, but unlike any other ashrama, any other deers which are born, significance of this deer is, Bharata deer is, he would remember his past life. So somebody has practiced a devotional service very seriously, this is the benediction they get. The Lord ensured that he remembered his past life, that he was a Bharath Maharaj like this, he was the son of Rishabhadev, a great, the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, and Father had instructed me like this, and I had become a king, and for my spiritual pursuit I left everything and I had come to forest, and I was intensely worshipping Lord Vishnu, and I had almost become a self-realized soul. He had become self-realized soul. But then being attached to this deer, I had fallen down. So he started becoming very careful. And from wherever the place he was, he came to the Dandaki river bank only, started staying near that Pula ashram itself. But this time, not to associate with anybody, not to distract his mind towards anybody. He was just remembering on the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, but all the time he was repenting. What a big mistake I did, that I had got such a wonderful life of going back to home, back to Godhead. But then I just got attached to this deer, and now being bound in this material body. And because of his constant repentance upon the mistake what he had done, he had been guided by the Supreme Lord always. And he had become purified of all the karma he had done. So this is one of the important lessons we can learn from Bharath Maharaj, that whatever we have done in the past, having come to Krishna consciousness, if we become repetitive of what we have done in the past, and thus try to keep ourselves on the righteous path, that will help us, that will motivate us, that will inspire the Supreme Lord to ensure that we will not stray away from the path of spiritual life. So all the repentance may sometime is negative, or maybe tell people who are very repentant in nature, they may be called as, very pessimistic in life. But this repentance quality can also be used for an advantage. Although Prahlad Maharaj had told Kaumaram Yavanam, what is that he says? Uh, Kaumaramacharit pragno dharman bhagavatan. Yeah. One has to practice spiritual life from the age of 5. Unfortunately, I spent 20, 30, 40, 50 years without being Krishna conscious. At least now I have got such a wonderful opportunity that I can remember Krishna. I can understand Krishna. I can come have darshan of Krishna. Associate devotees, chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. I have got such a beautiful opportunity. And having got this opportunity, if I once again don't utilize this opportunity, I will also become the most unfortunate soul. My dear Lord, please help me that I will not lose this great opportunity has come as a boon upon me. In Mangalore or Dakshina Kannada, if you take, the population is 20 lakhs. Only 20 of us are here. So how rare is this Krishna consciousness? We are chosen one among lakh, right? So having got this rare opportunity, it's not only being rare, it's also being, even the terrorists are very rare. There's nothing to take pride in being very rare. And apart from being rare, it's such a valuable thing. Such a valuable thing I have got, I should not become like a monkey now. If you give the diamond in the hand of the monkey, what it will think it has? It will try to eat. If you are not able to eat it, it thinks anything which is not eatable is waste. And what it will do? Maybe it may play around for some time and then it will throw it away. So if we also, having got this wonderful diamond of Krishna consciousness, if you don't value it and if you don't nurture our Krishna consciousness further, we also become like a monkey. Play around for some time and then throw it away. Otherwise, Krishna consciousness is diamond. It is called as Chintamani. Correct? We know this story about how one person wanted to become very rich, approached Sanatana Goswami and he says, I want to become rich, and he asked him to take that Chintamani which was kept near the dustbin. This person takes the Chintamani and Chintamani is something touched on, by touching iron it becomes gold, eventually becomes very rich. But then he understands that after getting all richness, I'm not becoming happy. Generally thought by becoming rich, I become happy. This whole world is going in the same rat race, right? The whole world, any, especially youngster you meet, they're in this rat race. What do you want in your life? I want to get established in my career. Now, once I was taking one session in the Manipal University, all students were there. Mostly they were engineering students. And while talking to them, they asked a question. No, after your plus 2, you all had opportunity to go for BCom, arts or many other courses. Why is that all of you took engineering? So they all started telling that, no, engineering is a very good course. We have a good career opportunities in the future. Then I asked, why you all want good career opportunities? No, by good career opportunity, I will get a good placement and good job, good position. I said, why you want good job? Why you want good position, everything? By getting a good job and good position, I will get a good salary. Achha, why you want big salary? Why you want? Oh, with this I can have a car, bungalow, mobile of my choice. Then I asked, why do you want all this? So that I can be happy and satisfied in life. Oh, acha, to be happy and satisfied in life, this is the equation you have derived in your life. That by doing this, I'll get happiness. Is that the right equation? Imagine people who all have car, bangla, money, everything of their choice. Do all of them have happiness and satisfaction? May or may not be, right? And people who may not have all these things which we think will give happiness, may not have all of them. Are they not happy? Are they not satisfied? Yes, there are possibilities, right? That means to say the whole bridge which you have built between happiness and the pursuit what you are having is completely illusory bridge, correct? In fact, on the other hand, if you see a lot of rich people or accomplished people in life, they're saying that beyond certain point there is no happiness in money. He says. Bill Gates was interviewed in 2000. Journalist asked him a significant question. How do you think being richest in the world? Because Bill Gates was rich in the world for a very long time, right? Very consistently. So journalists thought he may tell some wonderful, happy or satisfied. Bill Gates says that I think I shouldn't have been richest in the world because nothing good comes out of it. You can Google, you'll get the exact words there. So I went on telling that person getting a $1,000 income per month, you go and ask, are you happy, sir? No. He'll be looking for $10,000. Somebody already 10,000, you go and ask him, is happy? No, he's never happy. So it's like a mirage in the desert. So we are also like mirage, going like after mirage in the desert. Just like you have seen this in the village, dogs you can see, not only village, any street, sometimes dogs, when the car is going, they'll come after that car as though they're going to catch the car. Correct? So one neighbor asks one person that, do you think your dog will ever catch a car? So this person answers that, I'm not wondering whether it will catch a car or not. Even if it catches one, what he will do with that? Correct? So although whatever we are going after, if we may get that, you will finally end up answering like this Bill Gates. Even Jack Ma also answers something similar. If at all I want to compete with the richest people in the world, I'll compete in giving back to society than earning, he says. So many people have commented so many things. So Bharath Maharaj had realized this and he was repenting. What did I do? I got attached to something which is not going to make me happy, not going to do anything welfare for anybody. So we should also be careful. Also we have to be compassionate in our spiritual life. Although we have to be merciful upon others, but not at the stake of your own spiritual life. The very fact that you are putting your spiritual life at stake means that compassionate is not properly applied. When we, in the course of preaching to many people, we many a times get into arguments, and since we ourselves are not well versed many times in Krishna conscious philosophy, we may get, rather than influencing him, we may get influenced by such arguments. Because see, for me spiritual life I would have lived 1 or 2, 5, 10 years. But material life, how long they have led? From birth they are in material life, right? So they are more experienced than us. They have more faith and conviction in their life than ours. Ours is feeble. So better not to have head-on collision with such people with arguments. So if you see that such people are arguing and you have no grounds, you tell Hare Krishna and simply come off from there. Don't get into much argument. If somebody is innocent, somebody is ready to hear, somebody is genuinely inquisitive, such people you select and preach Krishna consciousness to them. But other people who are atheistic in nature, who are non-believers, who have no faith, better to keep an arm distance from such kind of people. So Bharath Maharaj has come to this realization. So in his mind, in consciousness, he is keeping an arm distance from all that kind of association. And in the end, finally, by the mercy of the Lord, he could remember the Lord and he got a human life. And in the human life, he has to be doubly careful now. At least in animal life, no, he cannot use mobile, he cannot use all those things. At least in a way, being in the forest, minimum bare necessities of food is required, which is sustained just by eating some dry leaves. He didn't go to even eat the fresh grass when he was a deer. So in human form of life, no, he can become a king. Anything he can get into, exposed to any enjoyment, right? Fortunately, he was born to a pure Brahmana. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yoga Brashta Sanjayate. Somebody had led a spiritual life, but for some or the other reason, he couldn't complete his spiritual life. Krishna will give him in the next life a birth in the family of somebody who is a Suchinam, somebody who is a pure Brahmana, or Srimatam, somebody who is a rich person. Such kind of family I'll give a birth. Prabhupada very nicely explains, who will get the birth in the Suchinam, who will get the birth in the name of Srimatam? Somebody who is taken to spiritual life, so that his material desires are satisfied, he will get the birth in the life of a Srimatam, a very rich person's life. But somebody who is genuinely taken up to Krishna consciousness, like Bharath Maharaj, honestly following the path of spiritual life, but by the way of his fruity mentality or anything, he falls down. Such a person gets the birth in the family of a Suchinam, a pure Brahmana family, so that his spiritual life will continue. So now Bharath Maharaj got a birth in the pure Brahmana family, and but he was so much attached to Krishna consciousness and careful in this life. It's a lesson for all of us. We should take this lesson from Bharath Maharaj And we should also adopt that kind of an attitude or a consciousness towards this material world which is filled up with Maya. So what did Bharath Maharaj do? His father wanted to train him in all the Vedic rituals. He wanted to know, teach him certain this, everything, whatever in Brahmana family somebody is born, he'll be groomed in the similar way by teaching them yagnas and yagas and all other things. But he was showing no interest at all. In fact, he was acting like a madman. But his father wouldn't leave at all. He would try his best. No, I will teach him, I will teach him. He tried his best to teach him. He would say that before doing yagnas and yagas, you should wash your hands. You would absolutely do ulta of that. You wouldn't wash his hands only. After doing yagnas, he would wash his hands. So like that, everything he would do ulta. Finally, his father became so morose and so then he gave up his life. So Bharath Maharaj eventually, he had a stepmother and brothers and all of them. They negligently took care of him. They thought that he has a good build. They would send him under the care of some agriculturist who would make him work like a donkey and give some sukha roti or something at all. But Bharath Maharaj, being in Krishna consciousness, was not bothered about any of these externals at all. He would happily eat whatever come in its own accord. And one fine day, when he was working in this way, there was a great king called as Rahugana. So he was being carried on a palanquin. He was going to the Kapila Ashrama. So he was carried on a palanquin by 4 people. And he saw that there was one person who was not feeling well or something. There was a shortage of one person to carry the palanquin. And the other 3 people, carriers, they were searching desperately for a right person. Searching here and there, searching here. Finally they come to this Jada Bharata. Oh, this person has a good build. So they took him and they asked him to carry the palanquin. So in the palanquin, as and when he was carrying, every 3-4 feet he would move and he would start shaking like this. And since he was moving hither and thither and shaking like this, palanquin would also move. And everything would get shaken. And Rahugana would think, why, what's happening here? He would ask the soldiers and they would say, nothing sir, we are carrying our palanquins dutifully, we don't know. After repetition of 2-3 times like this, Rahugana becomes very angry. And then understanding this, his soldiers are carrying the palanquin properly, being fearful of me, and this fellow is doing the mistake. And then he will catch him and he will sarcastically tell him that, no, I think you had been very tired carrying the palanquin for so long. You would be very tired. I think you should take some rest. That's why you're moving hither and thither sarcastically when he speaks. And he makes many, many comments. But then the answer makes Rahugana very stunned. He speaks a lot of spiritual instructions, wherein he says about, I am not this body, I am a spirit soul. And all those things, when he is speaking great instructions like this, Rahugana understands that he is not an ordinary soul. And his father had already done thread ceremony also. So Rahugana sees that, oh, you are a Brahmana. Kshatriya is not supposed to take the service from a Brahmana. So he, having understood that he is a great realized soul, he starts taking instructions from the Bharath Maharaj. So in that, Bharath Maharaj starts giving wonderful instructions to King Rahugana, telling that this body is just a temporary covering for an Atma, and we should take care of the Atma rather than taking care of the body, and how to do that. The wonderful science discussion happens. So in this way, Rahugana finally surrenders to Bharath Maharaj, becomes his disciple. And eventually Bharath Maharaj, becoming Krishna conscious, in the end of his life remembers Krishna and goes home back to Godhead. So there are wonderful things to learn from the life of Bharath Maharaj here. In a way, if you see, our life also is more or less encountering the situation what Bharath Maharaj encounters, right? We want to lead our spiritual life, but there are so many distractions we encounter, so many allurements comes into our life, and we also sometimes stray away from Krishna consciousness. Bharath Maharaj came across a very innocent person like Rahugana. Although whole of his life he didn't instruct anybody, but when he saw that Rahugana was a sincere seeker of truth, he instructed him in Krishna consciousness. Similarly, although many times we may be surrounded by so many non-devotees who are not after Krishna consciousness, but when we come across innocent people, we should preach them Krishna consciousness. And preaching Krishna consciousness is very easy. You need not know big shlokas of Bhagavad Gita or some Bhagavatam, Sanskrit shlokas and all, not necessary. Prabhupada says, becoming preacher is very easy. You can all become preachers. And imagine, Prabhupada is telling, this in America in 1960s. ISKCON is in the beginning stage. They have not even finished Bhagavad Gita. They are all in jeans and shirt. And for them, Prabhupada, you can all become preachers. Then how we can become preachers of Krishna consciousness? Then Prabhupada shows the daughter of Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Saraswati her name was. She was a small baby, some 3-4 year old baby. Saraswati is also a preacher. And Prabhupada says when he gets would come to the temple, in Western world they don't know who are deities or anything. They would come invited by devotees or being interested or something. And this girl would meet those newcomers. She would take them near to the deities and show them, ask them, you know who is this? No, they will tell. This is Krishna. She would say Radha, you know who is this? They would tell, no, this is Radha. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Prabhupada says, see, this Saraswati is a preacher. So anybody can become preacher. What you have to do is, whatever the acharyas have told, you have to just repeat it verbatim, that's all. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are His servants. Surrender unto Krishna. Okay, a full Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata, whole Vedic literature, all 4 Vedas, 108 Upanishads, Puranas, everything is over in these 3 lines. What is that? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are His servants. Surrender unto Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, full Vedas you have read. It's not me telling, the Shastras are telling this. Somebody who has taken up to chanting the holy name of the Lord, it is to be understood that he has done all the austerities. It is understood that he has done all the penances. What do you mean by austerity and penances? Austerity and penance means you should get up early in the morning, bathe ourselves, go to a holy place like Himalaya, or do all those things, do the daily yagnas and yagas, just like Bharath Maharaj went to forest, whatever he did, going to Gandaki river, fetching the water, all that. So this constitutes austerities and penances. And it has understood that somebody is chanting the holy name of the Lord, has read all the Vedas. Just like great yogis or great people who have read a lot of Vedas, they have there is Trivedi, Chaturvedi, even a surname we can see, many people, North India you go. We also know one person, he is a homeopathic doctor. His surname is Trivedi. Supposed to be read all the 3 Vedas. There are so many Chaturvedis also, I have heard surname. Supposed to be read all the Vedas. But if you ask what is the essence of the Vedas, they may not know. But in a second you can all become Trivedis and Chaturvedis. How is that? The essence of all the Vedas is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is what is told in the Shastras. So austerities and penances, so many, it includes everything, chanting the holy name of the Lord. So somebody can become determined to chant the holy name of the Lord, become fixed up in chanting the fixed number of holy name of the Lord. That process of you fixing up in chanting itself determines that you are fixed up in the devotional service of the Lord. Something which you will not get so easily. Adav Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Tata Anartha Nivritti Syat. After that, Tatha Nishtha, Tatha Ruchi. Nishtha comes, Adav Shraddha, having the great faith, then Sadhu Sangha, then practicing all this, then you get Nishtha. But with Nishtha, if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it is understood that you have already done all this process. So that is why we should strongly stick to the process of Krishna consciousness and not get attached to any material things which will become cause of our fall down. So one of the great lessons we can learn from the life history of Bharath Maharaj is, if we become attached to material things, in the name of, it may be compassion also, even from the good point of view, if you become attached, that becomes the cause of our fall down. The cause for the fall down of Bharath Maharaj was almost a pure devotee. He was a self-realized soul. Because of his fruitive results, means whatever the fruitive activity he had done in the past, the fruitive results he had accrued, that made him fall down, being attached to this deer. Imagine Bharat Maharaj having come to that state has fallen down. Then what is our state then? We are not practiced Krishna consciousness so intensely. That means to say, anytime we can fall down, right? Very, very, very dangerous situation we are in. So we should become very, very, very cautious. We should be very cautious whom we associate with. One of the most dangerous person non-devotee associate with is whom? We should be careful is associating, hearing from them and all. Who is that? Guess? Our own mind. That is what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says. When you get up early in the morning, hit your mind 100 times with the footwear. Night sleeping, hit your mind 100 times with the broomstick. Because ultimately it is the mind which dictates us to act externally. Whatever external activities which are going outside is prompted by finally whom? Mind, right? So if mind says associate with that person, mind will associate. Mind will associate, avoid that person, we will avoid. So we act according to the mind dictating us. So that is why we are under the dictation of the mind. But actually if you are a sadhaka, if you want to progress in spiritual life, we should act under the dictation of the spiritual master. Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandanto Gururitam Acharan Dasavanicho Gurun Sutrudaha Saurudaha. A brahmachari or a devotee or a spiritualist should practice spiritual life Sudrudaha and Saurudaha with full conviction in the instruction of spiritual master. Saurudaha, being very friendly to spiritual master, one should practice. But today how are we practicing? If my mind feels nice, even in spiritual life, mind feels nice, I'll get up early in the morning for a Mangala Arati. Mind is not feeling nice, alarm hai. Oh, sometimes we switch it off. Sometimes there is one more option in mobile. What is that? Snooze. You put snooze for 10, generally standard 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes they put. After 20 minutes open, once again one more snooze will come. Once again you press, 10 more minutes I'll sleep. Once again snooze, 10 more. By the time you get up, finally you'll get bored and you'll put it off and once again 1 hour you'll sleep. You are following the dictation of your mind. So long you follow the dictation of your mind, we are in danger always. Just like this Bharath Maharaj also, he followed the dictation of his mind. He told, oh, this deer is suffering so much, nobody is there for that. If not for me, who will take care? So I should take care of this. Whole spiritual life became at stake. Similarly, by getting up early in the morning, what we are going to get is something unimaginable. It is like daily you are depositing $1 billion in your account. And by that snooze or off, we are losing $1 billion every day. Is it worth it? Not at all, right? So daily we should ensure that we don't create loss for ourselves, but increase our spiritual and pious credits by regularly attending the sadhana, and in that way become strong in Krishna consciousness. So your commitment to your sadhana, your commitment to practice Krishna consciousness will ensure your progress in your spiritual life. If that slackens, that will ensure our fall down. So if at all you don't want to lose this wonderful boon of Krishna consciousness, the touchstone, the chintamani of Krishna consciousness, if I don't want to lose, what I should do? I should become more fixed up in Krishna consciousness. And this more fixed up in Krishna consciousness will happen when we become disciplined in our life. When you become disciplined in your life, maybe to get up for early arati or to get up early in the morning, 1 day, 2 day may be a struggle, 3 day may be a struggle, 1 week, 10 days, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months may be a struggle. After that, getting up early in the morning becomes nice for us. In fact, sleeping long hours becomes very boring for you. Only when inevitable situation, health is not cooperating, not feeling well, you may take. But otherwise on normal days, you will not feel at all. You have trained yourself in that way. Of course, we have to train and we have to prepare also accordingly. Not that every day late in the night, 12 o'clock I sleep. I'm getting up for Mangalarti. Still I'm getting up early. This struggle will continue 1 month, 2 months. After that, health will give up. Even if you don't give up, health will fail. So that is a Prabhupada says, early to bed, early to rise, keeps man healthy, wealthy and wise. So if at all you want to be spiritually healthy, wealthy and wise in spiritually, you should become fixed up in our sadhana by what do you mean by fixed up in sadhana? Chanting fixed number of rounds what I have committed, attending fixed number of Mangalartis or other arthas I have committed, becoming fixed up that I'll only eat Krishna Prasada as much as possible. So whatever level of commitment you have done in your spiritual life, try to go an extra mile beyond that. In that way become fixed up. Krishna will help us to go to next level. So in this way, a wonderful journey of Krishna consciousness continue. Along with it, we should be repetitive as well. See, I lost so many years. If I had been in a childhood only, if I had taught about Krishna consciousness, I would have enjoyed Krishna consciousness as a way of life. Today it is tasting very bitter for me, but since it's a medicine, I am still taking it. Of course, if you practice in this way, after some time, this medicine will once again taste very nice for you. Just like a person having a jaundice, for him, the medicine is what? Jaggery, sugar candy. But that sugar candy also will taste very bitter for him. But doctor says, no, you continue taking this, it will cure you. Then it will taste sweet for you. So when he sustains to take it, that sugar candy, eventually will become cured and the same sugar candy will become sweet for him. Now for us to get up early in the morning to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. You want to finish as early as possible, you will be thinking. But if we become fixed up in chanting the holy name of the Lord, chanting offenselessly, not that I'll finish my rounds. And no, we will be waiting for finishing our rounds. After 16 rounds is over, we will be waiting some more, close it, put it somewhere, hold it, will not be seen only like that. No, with that mood we should not do. Chanting 16 rounds is minimum, it is told. If you have more time, if you have more opportunity, chant more rounds, it is being told. So in this way, when we fix up to the process of Krishna consciousness and voluntarily do it and take pleasure in doing it, we become fixed up in Krishna consciousness. So you should take pleasure in doing Krishna conscious activities. When you are chanting Hare Krishna mantra, you should become happy. But you should know why to become happy. Correct? We become happy because by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it gives happiness to Krishna. So I have given happiness to Krishna, so that should give happiness to us. So in this way, when we progress in our Krishna consciousness slowly but steadily, then our chances of falling down will become almost zero by the mercy of Krishna. So then we will be protected by Krishna. Our devotional service is protected by Krishna. Our bhakti is protected by Krishna. Our whatever devotional emotions are there towards Krishna, which we are developing, they'll all be protected by Krishna. So that is why always go in front of deities, Krishna Balaram, pray for them that, my dear Lord, I have got such a wonderful boon in my life. I don't want to lose this Krishna consciousness. I can't imagine myself seeing myself bereft of Krishna consciousness at all. Please help me. You should feel horrified that one day I will be losing Krishna consciousness. So you should become very fearful of that position and hold on to Krishna consciousness very tightly. Then Krishna will make a note of it and ensures that our Krishna consciousness will go very smoothly and will not become succumbed by the circumstances created by our past karmas. So by this I conclude. Kantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Tagore Premanande.